The sound came first. A muffled laugh, hers. Then a low, masculine groan that did not belong to me. For a moment, I stood frozen at the bottom of the stairs, the weight of the takeout bag in my hand turning to stone. The rain outside had followed me home. My coat was damp, shoes squeaking softly on the wooden floor. Everything in me wanted to believe it was the TV, maybe a late-night movie she'd left playing. But deep down I already knew. That laugh. I hadn't heard it in months. I climbed the stairs one slow, deliberate step at a time, each creak echoing through the hollow of my chest. The door to our bedroom was half closed, golden light spilling through the narrow crack like a cruel invitation. And then her voice, whispering his name. My fingers tightened around the doorknob. The metal felt cold, almost mocking. I pushed it open just enough to see them, her bare back arching, his hands gripping her hips, their rhythm too perfect, too practiced. The world went silent. Something inside me shattered, quietly, like a glass slipping off a counter. I didn't yell, didn't burst in. I just stood there, watching the life I'd built, the trust I'd given, dissolve into sweat and betrayal. After what felt like a lifetime, I turned away. Downstairs, I placed the takeout bag on the counter. The smell of her favorite dish, pad thai with extra peanuts, filled the kitchen. I had even remembered the small details. No onions, light sauce, just how she liked it. My chest constricted until I couldn't breathe. I poured a drink. Whiskey. 3 fingers. Then another. Upstairs, the moaning stopped. Then footsteps. Then silence again. I thought of everything we'd been through. Our late nights painting the living room, the road trips, her laugh when I messed up cooking breakfast. It was all real once. Wasn't it? When she finally came downstairs, her hair was messy, her robe loosely tied, and her eyes widened when she saw me standing there. "Michael," she began, but her voice cracked. I didn't say a word. I just looked at her, the silence between us sharp as a blade. "Please," she said, stepping forward, trembling. "It's not what you think." I almost laughed. Not what I think. I set my glass down and looked past her, to the stairs. He was still up there, probably dressing, maybe trying to slip out quietly. "Who is he?" I asked, voice steady but low. "Michael, he." She swallowed hard. "It's just someone from work." It was a mistake. It didn't mean. The words made me dizzy. A mistake. You don't mistakenly end up in someone else's arms, in your shared bed, moaning their name. "Does he know I'm home?" Yes. Her lips parted, but before she could answer, a floorboard creaked upstairs. My body reacted before my mind could. I stormed up the stairs, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. He was halfway out the window, jeans half-zipped, panic in his eyes. A stranger's face, pale and stupid with fear. "Wait, man, it's not what." My fist connected before he could finish. The sound was dull, thick, flesh against bone. He stumbled back, tripped over the sheets, and hit the floor. She screamed behind me, rushing forward, grabbing my arm. "Stop. Please, Michael, stop." But years of trust, years of love, years of my life. Everything had collapsed into this one hideous moment. I couldn't stop. Not now. It wasn't just rage. It was grief. When it was over, when the screaming stopped, when everything inside me turned hollow, I looked at what I'd done. 2 bodies. Tangled. Silent. My chest heaved. My hands shook. The smell of blood, sharp, metallic, clung to everything. I backed away, stumbling into the hallway, my reflection catching in the mirror. I didn't recognize the man staring back. My face was pale, eyes sunken, a ghost of the husband I used to be. I remember sitting at the kitchen table afterward, the clock ticking louder than it ever had before. I poured another drink. And another. Time stretched into something shapeless. The rain had stopped outside. The world was eerily calm, as if nothing had happened. I thought about calling the police. About confessing. But what would I even say? That love turned me into a monster. That betrayal hollowed me out until violence felt like mercy. Instead I drove. I don't even remember where. Just drove through empty streets, headlights cutting through the fog, her perfume still on my hands. Hours later, I ended up by the old quarry outside town. The moon hung low, casting everything in a cold silver light. I dug until my fingers bled, until the ground swallowed every trace of them. The earth was heavy that night, unwilling to take what I gave it. When it was done, I stood there, chest heaving, staring at the dirt beneath my boots. I thought I'd feel relief. But all I felt was silence. The next morning I returned home. The bed was stripped, the sheets gone. I sat on the edge, staring at the imprint of her head on the pillow. I tried to remember her laugh, the real one before the lies, but I couldn't. The police came 2 days later. They said her co-workers had filed a missing persons report. I played my part, concerned, confused, broken. I even helped them search. But at night, I still hear her laugh in my head. Sometimes I wake up thinking I smell her perfume. Sometimes I think I see her standing at the end of the bed, silent, watching me. I tell myself it's guilt or madness, but maybe it's justice. Because when you bury betrayal, it never stays buried.